Hi guys, everybody out there. Another video. This is a 2006 Honda Civic 1.6, if I'm not mistaken. Now this car came to me. The car is okay, it starts fine, everything runs okay, as you can see. The only problem with this car is if you don't start the car nearly every days, well actually every days, the battery just goes completely flat. Now I have the car here for a couple of days because obviously I want to see exactly what happened. And yesterday, for example, I had the car jumped to get it running, and about, I don't know, I had it running for about 20 minutes, turned it off. Couple of hours later, well maybe more than a couple, but about 4 or 5 hours later, I put the car in ignition, nothing will light up, absolutely flat drain completely, just in about 4 or 5 hours. So that's really the problem with the car. Something is draining the battery. The first thing I'm going to do now, scanning the car in these cases is really pointless, pretty much. But I've done it already, and nothing really highlighted anything. I mean, a few codes in there, but nothing major. Nothing that would relate to this, in my opinion. So the first thing I want to do is check with the ignition off, like this, everything off, as is at the moment. I want to see how much is the battery being drained, what is the consumption of the car with everything off. Now for you guys that are watching this video and are looking for info, you should get a drain of about 0.02 amps, so 0.02 amps. That's roughly what you should get be drained. That will be obviously for the alarm, number one, and number two is for the remote system. So when you press the remote, the car receives the signal and opens the car. So alarm and remote, that's the only two things that should be taking power from the battery when the ignition is off. And repeating myself, like I said, you should have a drain of about 0.02. So we're going to connect the multimeter and we're going to see how much we are getting. So what I have here is my multimeter, okay, and I have one of these adapters to measure fuse loads, but we're going to use this for the battery. So I'm going to put it here in a way so you can read the numbers like that. So I'm going to set it to amps. Milliamps, it goes up to an amp, so in case if this is draining more than an amp, I don't want to burn the fuse inside, so I'm going to go to amps, which can go up to 10 amps, and because I'm not expecting to have that much load, I mean, I know it's going to be some because the battery is being drained, but we don't need to use nothing fancy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of these clips. So we're going to disconnect the negative. Okay, that's going to pull it out to here. We're going to put the wire there, and we're going to connect this to one of the blades. Okay, and now we're going to grab the other one right there, and we're going to connect it to the battery, and that will give us a reading of how much is being drained at the moment. There we go. Wow. So at the moment, whatever is in there is draining about half an amp. It's going to see if that drops, because obviously we just connected the battery. So yeah, 0.3. It looks like it's stabilized at 0.3. Let's gonna take it off, see what happens. So 0 again, put it again, 5, 0.5, just fluctuating a little bit. Let's see what happens. 0.3. Either way, that is too much, obviously. You shouldn't drain that much. That is way too much. I'm gonna leave it here for a couple minutes, just in case if there's any module that needs to kind of shut down. I don't think it does, but we're gonna leave it here, see what happens. Oh, it's going up again. Yeah, it looks like it's stable at 0.33. Not 0.5 again, so it's jumping up and down. So definitely there's something taking a lot of current from this battery. Okay, so what I've done now is I've found a way to keep everything there. I know that is not very professional, but I don't need to do this every day, so otherwise I would do something different. I would come up with something in there so I could do this a little bit better. Okay, so we have a draining of 0.5. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do next, let me put the phone somewhere here. Okay, somewhere like that. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off. I'm going to take, hang on, let me see what the fuses are for. First, let's gonna see if there's anything from the actually. Okay, that is for the windows, air conditioning. No changes. It says it's for the book. No change on that. It's for the engine. No change on that. Next we have for the heated mirror. No change, it just jumped to, hang on. I know what you might be thinking, guys, you want to actually see it live as it goes, as it happens. I'll put it there so we might be able to see if there's any drops. So next we have this one here. I don't know what this one is for. No changes. Okay, this says to read the book. There we go. I think we have a culprit now. I think we found it. But just in case, let's gonna go interior lights. Makes no difference. It's gonna go to the 20 amps. That says to look in the book. Made no difference. That says it's for that. No, that won't be that one. Let me check that. Made no difference. Made no difference. Last one. Made no difference. Guys, which one was? Number 16. That's the one that is draining. As you can see, it's dropped now to 0.03, which is just about where it should be. Wow. So we're gonna have to find out where this is going, because according to this, it just tells me to look at the book. So let's gonna see if I can find where this goes. Probably the best way to actually find where this goes is leave it off in there, and I'm gonna see if I can find some information about this on my documentation. Okay, so we found some info over there. I'm gonna try to show you. So F16, which is the one over there. So you have the two relays at the top, which is that one and that one. Then you have these two big relays, F6, F15, and you want the F16, which is that one over there, which is the one that we saw is draining. So that says to me is immobilizer control module, instrumentation control module, multifunctions, telephone control module. Okay, so that's the modules that this fuse feeds. Now, if we are lucky, we might be able now to try to isolate one of these at a time in the other fuse box inside. Okay, so it's gonna go inside the car. The key is in my pocket. Okay. Okay, stay quiet. Okay, so we should have. It's gonna be difficult to hold the phone here. Let me see. I'm gonna do this. So inside here, we should have a module with loads of fuses in here, a fuse box, and there's a label. Let me try to show you these guys. So we have all this, there's a label in there, and you have all the fuses in there. So what I'm gonna try to do now is actually stay even better here. Try to focus this. You can see as I go along. I think that will do. So what I'm going to try to do now is look for the circuit that is running, but before that I'm going to put the multimeter somewhere in the windscreen where I can actually look at it. Okay, so the multimeter is now over there. It's reading 0.58 at the moment. I had to turn the interior lights off because that will just put it up to about 1.5 amps, so that won't give me a true reading. I really hope that having the door open is not influence that. I really hope not. It's the only thing that is open at the moment is the door and the boot. I don't think there's any lights. Actually, I'm gonna close the boot. It's just dropped down to, oh, there's no need for it because I think there's no, hang on. Just close. Lights, no, the light is off, so it's not taking any power in there. So, and that just went down now to, you can't really read it from here, but it just went down to 0.33433, which is what was reading before. So let's gonna put this back here. I don't know if it's focused or not because I can't really see the screen, so let's gonna start to pull those fuses out. Right, okay, so something to protect my knees. Okay, so it's gonna go for this. So according to auto data, where is that? Okay, so okay, so this big one at the top is for the wipers. See if that's correct. On. yeah, multifunction control module 1, which will give for the wipers as well at the same time. Gotta be that one in there. So let me try to pull that one out. It's gonna be difficult. I need the screwdriver for this. Sorry guys, I know it's gonna be probably a boring video. Just put it forward if you are getting bored. Okay. Now the multimeter turned itself off. I'm gonna... Okay. It's not coming off. I'm just gonna pull the first one. I think is the only big one we have here, really. Fuse out. Still reading 0.5, 0.37, so it's not that one over there, which is a good sign, because if it was the multifunction control module, we'd have a problem. Multifunction control module 1, just let me have a look which modules I'll say. Yeah, multifunction control module 1. Multifunction control module 1. So that's the next one. It's gonna pull the one. There's no fuse in there. So that one is blank. So there's no multifunction control module 1 according to this. Okay, it's gonna go next. That shouldn't make a difference. Hang on, there's one there now. F35, it's gonna pull that one out, which is the 7.5 amps. It's gonna look at the multimeter. Okay, fuse is out. Still reading 0.33. So it's not that. Let's put it back. Okay. I was telling me it was for the radio anyway. Let me see this 10 amps, which says book. Look at the book. Look at the book. Check. Still reading 0.33. It's gonna immobilize. Where's the immobilizer? Hang on. Look at the auto data. Okay, that was empty. Engine control module, sunroof. F21 second row to there. Okay, there's one here. Now, still reading 0.3. Come on. Go back in there. Okay. And the next one as well. Still reading 0.3. And I'm gonna pause the video. I'm gonna take one by one. When I found the one, I'll record again, because otherwise it's gonna make a video too long. So I've removed all the fuses one by one, and and basically it never dropped below 3.3, 0.3, sorry, it never dropped below 0.33, 34. It goes up to 0.5, like we saw. Sometimes it jumps up and then it drops again, but it never actually dropped below that. Now I've decided to take this cover off so I could have a better look inside, because there's a few relays back here and a few other things. But strange enough, this box here, the car is off for some time now, and this box is really hot. I don't know what this box is yet. Well, actually it's the Bluetooth box, and it's extremely hot. So what I'm gonna do is, I mean, it's not extremely hot, but it's hot, like if he's working. So I'm gonna open the box, see if there's anything visible inside. That yeah, I know, I could just unplug it and see if it would drop. I know that, but I'm a little bit more curious than that. So visually everything actually looks good. I mean, can't really see. Let me take this top off. Wow. Right, I removed this and straight away dropped to 0.18. Okay, so yeah, the CPU is hot. You can see it was running. Let me plug this again. Guys, let me show you this. Let me show you this. I'm not going to be able to show you both, but okay, so 0.33, you can see that over there. I'm going to remove that PCB from the top of the Bluetooth module, and look what happens. Okay, so I'm going to plug it again, and now I'm going to remove the Bluetooth module altogether. I'm just going to take the whole module out. Okay, you can see it dropped now to 0.13. Okay, let's wait to see what happens next, see if that drops any more or if it just stays like that, because ideally it should drop a little bit more. Take this off. So it's not dropping, which means to me that there is something else, maybe something else that is causing the drain, but definitely this module is causing the battery to drain. It might be that there is something that is making this module not to go to sleep or something like that. So what I've done now is I've closed the entire car. Everything's closed. The multimeter is over there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock the car, so the car is closed, and hang on. Okay, so I'm going to try to show you there. It's reading that. I'm going to lock the car. It's going to jump a little bit, but now we're going to wait. So the car is locked at the moment. Everything is shut, all the doors, everything. Sorry guys, I had to rearrange these, but there we go. There it is. 0.01, which is about right. So I'm gonna open the car. That jumps a little bit, obviously. And what we're gonna see is that even with the car open, that's gonna go down to the same sort of value. There it is. We're gonna lock the car. There it is. Now, just to prove the point, we're gonna open the car. And we're going to plug that module again. Plugged. I'll leave it there. It's gonna close. And as you saw, even with the car open, that will go down, but we're going to lock the car. We're going to wait. As you saw, it would take about between 10 and 20 seconds for that to drop. And as you can see, it dropped to 0.21. And it just stays there now. As you can see, it's not dropping anymore. It's going to try by opening. So it should drop by now, as you saw earlier, but we'll do again so you can see it one more time. So let's gonna open it. And once again, it should have dropped by now. It's still reading that. So let's gonna do it just one more time, so we can actually prove the point. Let's gonna disconnect once again the module. Disconnected. Close the door. I'm not gonna lock the car this time. I'm gonna leave the car open. There it is, 0.01. It's gonna lock the car. I don't know if you can hear, but it looks really weak because it's only those two wires there powering the system. So it's locked now. It's gonna wait. There it is. Open the car. So guys, I think the lesson from here is that this module is busted, is gone. There's a problem with module, and one of the two or is getting the message to go into sleep mode and is not going, which is what I think it is. It's probably just not going to sleep mode. So yeah, so that's it. So this is the culprit. To be honest with you, I think I saw when I scanned the car something about the hands-free module. Actually, the hands-free button in there, it doesn't work. Even when you press, it doesn't work. Neither the phone. So probably is why this module is busted, is gone. So this is not so much of a repair. We haven't repaired nothing. I mean, we sort the battery drainage problem, so the battery is not going to drain anymore. We found the actually fault, but I think the lesson from here, or what you can take from this video a little bit more, is actually how to diagnose a problem like this, how to isolate circuits, which we couldn't really do as much on that fuse box, but we did it over there. So from there we knew which circuit. If we had the wiring diagrams, it would make it much simpler. But yeah, guys, that was the problem. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Any questions, put them below. And like always, thank you for watching.